Before we get into the astrology highlights for the week of May 3rd through 9th, I just want to say that get ready to put your seatbelts on for May, because we have a bunch of shifts. This week, the biggest shift that we'll be talking about is the nodal axis change. But later, just next week, May is going to be full of retrogrades. Now, we still have time before the next Mercury retrograde, but we are clearly in retrograde season. And retrogrades are just times for us to reintegrate all of the things that we need to really learn and soak into our bones. So next week, I'll be talking about Saturn and Venus and Jupiter, which are all going retrograde in May, joining Pluto that is already in retrograde. So we'll be heading in reverse for a little while, so hold on. All right, let's get into the astrology for the week of May 3rd through 9th. On Sunday, May 3rd, Venus will exactly square Neptune at 11:52 p.m. Eastern, 8:52 p.m. Pacific. Now, we've already really been feeling this, right? Venus doesn't move that quickly, but it moves much more quickly than Neptune. And while sometimes we think about squares as frictions and as kind of hard aspects, Venus is such a lovely planet, and Neptune is kind of like the higher expression of Venus, that we're dealing with these two very beautiful energies. So when two beautiful energies kind of form a friction or like kind of a hard aspect, like the square, we don't really feel it in this hard way. What it does is it like deepens and intensifies the lovely feeling between Venus's need for beauty and connection and Neptune's need to relax and transcend. So we're going to be feeling this beautiful feeling where you're going to really be noticing just the beauty that is all around us, right? We're going to be feeling this for about a week prior and a week after. And then because Venus is going to go retrograde, we're going to be feeling this again starting in later in May. So just for this whole month, I want you to just really look closely and notice the immense beauty in everything. There is a Japanese philosophy called wabi-sabi, the beauty in imperfection. So I want you to notice that. I bet you the more closely you look, the more beauty you notice, the more expansive and just connected to spirit you will feel. On Monday, May 4th, the sun joins Mercury, and this is the midpoint between retrograde cycles, the dance between Mercury and the sun from our perspective on Earth. Because Mercury zips so quickly, it's right now moving really quickly through Taurus, and it's going to get to Gemini on May 11th. And then it's going to quickly run into Cancer on May 28th. So it's only going to be in fast moving Gemini for just a couple of weeks. I mean, just remember way back in February, March, and April, where Mercury was in Pisces for like, oh my gosh, like over 2 months. And then now Mercury is zipping through Gemini in just a couple of weeks. So take this time, right? Enjoy this time while, while the sun, well, Mercury is moving quickly. It's going to feel kind of like overloaded, like you have a ton to say. So while we're not really dealing with technical glitches, maybe you can kind of expect, running out of space on your hard drive or something like that. Think of like overload kind of ideals with technology. So if you catch yourself just like scrolling endlessly, if you catch yourself just talking and talking and talking, put the pause button on, right? Do know that I can hear and understand you, and others can too. On May 5th, just when my 4-day challenge starts. So remember, I'm having a 4-day challenge for how to read your natal chart from a business perspective. The nodes change from Cancer and Capricorn to Gemini and Sagittarius. Oh my goodness. So the nodal axes, these are the lunar nodes, and the lunar nodes is a calculation of the intersection between the orbit of the moon and the orbit of the sun. And so the nodal axes change about every year and about every 18 months or so, like a year and a half, right? So it takes about 18, almost 19 years for the nodal axes to complete a circle. So one of my favorite astrologers reminded me that the last time that the nodal axes were in Gemini and Sagittarius was 18 years ago. And if you do the math, that is right after 9/11 happened. So kind of interesting where we are today, where yet another time we've had a massive impact on our ability to travel. I'll leave a link for Pam Gregory's amazing episode about the nodal axes change, because she speaks about it so much better than I can. Of course, on Thursday, May 7th, we have the full moon in Scorpio, which I've already talked about, which brings us to Saturday, May 9th, when Mercury trines Pluto. So trine is a harmonious flow, and Mercury moves fast, lickety split. So it's a quick transit. But what I really want you to know, that on this Saturday, when Mercury is amplified by the transformational powers of Pluto, that your words have power to transform. So please choose your words kindly and wisely and empoweringly. All right, that's all I have for today. So if you haven't already signed up, sign up for my 4-day challenge, How to Read Your Natal Chart for Business. It's 3 days of mini trainings delivered to your inbox and one live masterclass where I'll share with you the 5 steps to illuminate your brand using astrology. We start on May 5th and the live masterclass is on Friday, May 8th. Head over to thesavvyluminary.com/challenge. And of course, you are invited to join us and of course, you are invited to a safe and inclusive community of other visionary leaders where we talk about astrology and spirituality to help our businesses. Head over to my free Facebook group, The Savvy Luminary, and join in the conversation. Until next week, talk to you later. Bye. Mahalo for listening to this brand new podcast. If you enjoyed learning about astrology for entrepreneurs, help me spread the word by sharing this podcast with your business besties, and hop over to The Savvy Luminary for links to episode notes and our free Facebook community where you can send me questions about astrology or branding, as well as connect with other like-minded businesses.